Hello everyone and welcome. Today here at Ecosystem we will be talking about the French Triman logo and everything that needs to be considered in respect to it. If you are interested in a specific topic, you're welcome to use the jump marks in the video description. Alright, my name is Tibor and without further ado, let's get right into it. Along with the green dot and the crossed out bin, the Triman logo might just be one of the most important recycling symbols in online retail, at least for all online shops that ship or want to ship to France. What's there to consider when using the Triman logo? Stay tuned and find out in the next few minutes. What is the Triman logo? On the 1st of January 2015, France's Decree 2014-1577 made it mandatory to display the Triman logo on recyclable products and on packaging that typically ended up in household waste. Products with the symbol should then be collected in the appropriate recycling bins and contribute to material recycling. If no Triman logo was shown, it belonged in the residual waste. This obligation has now been tightened by the anti-waste law passed in February 2020 and extended to all household packaging and other waste streams. In addition, the change also includes the so-called Infotri, which expands the Triman logo. You've probably already noticed that it's not that easy to put the recycling symbols into practice. So let's start at the beginning. What has to be labeled? Until now, the decision as to whether to display the Triman logo on a product or packaging generally followed this logic. With the changes in the French Environmental Code, which came to force on January 1st, 2022, electrical devices and their packaging must also be labeled. However, the symbol of the crossed-out bin must still be used. In addition, more and more waste streams are affected, including furniture, textiles and toys. In summary, the Triman obligation is gradually being implemented across most waste streams and currently already applies to household packaging, textiles, shoes, furniture, tires, electrical and electronic equipment, and paper products. Logo application from 2022. In September 21, the French Take-Back Systems published new guidelines on the display of the Triman logo, starting from January 22. Among other things, the guidelines state that the Triman and Infotri should consistently be displayed on the packaging. A transitional period during which the previous systems can still be used will apply until March 9, 2023. After that, only the new packaging labeling may be used in France. There are two exceptions to the strict deadline of March 9, 2023. 1. Packaging that was produced before September 9, 2022 and received by the filler of the packaging by March 9 at the latest may still be sold after March 9, 2023. And 2, for products that are also affected by the electronical and/or battery EPR laws in France, which have their own deadlines for affixing the Triman marketing. I'll give more detail about this later on in this video. The change requires the Triman logo for household packaging to be placed directly on the product and/or packaging. The regulation states that the label must be affixed to the packaging and cover all packaging elements. However, it is not mandatory for it to be affixed for every item. Accordingly, a note on the website or product page of the online shop is no longer sufficient, except for few exceptions. The symbol must now be attached directly to the product or packaging together with a separation Infotri notice. The placement of the marking on the instructions or other documents supplied with the product are generally not allowed, with a few exceptions. These exceptions include packaging that is smaller than 10 square centimeters and packaging that is between 10 and 20 square centimeters. For packaging that is smaller than 10 square centimeters, the Triman and Infotri can be communicated via the website or a QR code. Packaging between 10 and 20 square centimeters may only have the Triman affixed and communicate the Infotri information on a website and/or through a QR code. Triman logo and Infotri sorting instructions. The new format featuring the Infotri allows for it to be either text in French or symbols. Of course, both together are also possible. If the packaging is not exclusively marketed in France, the country code FR must also be indicated. This is to avoid confusion for customers in other French-speaking countries where different sorting rules may apply. In principle, all packaging that is not made of glass should be disposed of in the yellow bin in France. Glass packaging, on the other hand, should be disposed in the green glass container. This makes the separation and thus the labeling relatively easy. If packaging consists of several components, these should each be listed separately and the correct disposal should be indicated, for example, like this. The Triman logo, i.e. the black circle, must not be smaller than 6 mm. If not had monochrome with the Infotri, it must be printed in black and white, while the separation notice can be in color or black and white and must be at least 8 mm in size. Labeling can be affixed voluntarily for glass bottles of beverages. This is a further distinction made between two versions of the Triman logo plus Infotri. In addition to the compact version just described, there is also the standard version in which the Triman logo has to be 10 mm high and the Infotri separation notice has to be 30 mm high. We provide our customers with a Triman guide to the French take-back systems in their France instructions. Link to it in the video description below. The Triman label for other waste streams. It becomes more complicated for producers and sellers of products that are subject to EPR legislation in France itself. Classically, there are electronical and electronic devices, batteries and accumulators, textile products and shoes, furniture, and more recently toys, sports equipment, DIY and garden tools. In this case, if the Triman logo and Infotri are attached to the packaging, the symbol for the specific waste stream must also be shown in addition to the symbol for household packaging. Alternatively, it can usually be attached directly to the product. The Triman logo for electronical and electronic equipment and batteries. In France, there is a special obligation to mark electrical devices and batteries, but also lamps, solar panels and small fire extinguishers with the Infotri. The goal is to inform customers about the separate collection of these devices and possible disposal points. In contrast to the other waste streams, the Triman logo does not necessarily have to be used in here, but the symbol of the crossed-out wheel bin, defined in the European W3E directive, can be used instead. However, the Infotri sorting information which applies specifically to France is mandatory. If you also sell products outside of France, you should definitely consider marking the Infotri with the letters FR. Here an example of the Triman logo plus Infotri for electronic devices from 2022. Note here, in contrast to the general deadline for household packaging, an extended deadline applies to distributors who are also affected by the requirements for electronic and electronical devices and/or batteries. Products already produced by December 15, 2022 may still be sold in France without the new labeling until June 15, 2023. From this point at the latest, however, the sorting notice is mandatory. We provide our customers with more detailed instructions and download links for the template files as part of the W3E instructions for France in our digital consulting service. For more detailed advice from experienced consultants, feel free to contact us. The Triman logo for textiles and shoes. The marking obligations also apply to clothing, home textiles and shoes sold to end customers in France, hence must also be marked with the Triman logo.
Companies have until February 1st, 2023 to affix the new sorting sign on products. However, they benefit from an additional period of time until August 1st, 2023 for products manufactured and/or imported before February 1st, 2023.
Unlike electronical and electronic equipment, where the deadlines for the packaging Triman have been adjusted, the packaging such as polybags, etc. must have the Triman logo for household packaging affixed prior and in accordance with the general regulation on household packaging. Textile products in France must therefore soon be labeled with the new Infotri sorting notice from Refashion. The minimum requirements are the Triman symbol, a pictogram of the product category, and the collection container, as well as the link to the page Que faire de mes déchets, which is what to do with my garbage in English, providing further information for customers. Here too, the labeling with the country code FR applies if the products are also sold outside of France. By the way, we also offer respective services for sellers of fashion and textile products in France. The Triman logo for furniture. The guidelines for the new Infotri sorting instructions were published at the end of 2021, resulting in an adjustment of the deadline for furniture. Furniture produced after December 9, 2022 must include the Triman logo with the correct sorting notice on the product and/or packaging. A sale of already produced items without the label is only permitted until June 9, 2023. The Triman labeling for furniture is similar in structure to that of the other waste streams. Although there are fewer options of design of the sorting instructions here than with the packaging, electrical appliances or textiles, the Triman logo for furniture also has a few special features. For example, furniture stores have to add the text "Donnez-vous recycler vos meubles", while the text shown applies to the online shops that do not specialize in furniture. Since 2022, the marking must also be shown directly on the piece of furniture or in the immediate vicinity, i.e., either on the packaging or on the accompanying documents. The image alone on the website would not be sufficient, whereby additionally displaying the image on the webshop is even recommended. With its reform for recycling labels, France caused particular complexity and challenges, especially for international online trade. Since the different take-back systems are responsible for their respective waste streams, these will also differ in their nature. Therefore, separate labels are also expected for other product categories, such as toys or sports equipment in the future. Despite France, other European countries also have their own recycling labeling obligations. In order to stay up to date, we recommend using our digital consulting services in the All of Europe package. You can find the link in the video description. What are the penalties for not complying with the Triman duty? According to Article L54194 of the French Environmental Code, any breach of the obligation to identify and provide information is punishable by a fine. This is up to 3,000 euros for natural persons and 15,000 for legal entities. It is therefore advisable to implement the obligations, including all specifications. We provide customers who book our compliance service for France with more information or personally advise them on the implementation within the scope of our labeling premium service. By the way, you can also use the logo internationally, so you don't have to make any special packaging or product labels for France. No license is required in France to use the logo itself. Since the logo does not officially exist outside of France, it can also be used license-free internationally. What else is there to consider in France? In addition to the Triman logo, online retailers are obliged to license their packaging with a French recycling system when shipping to end customers in France. This also exists in most other European countries. Since the implementation differs greatly in some cases, we offer easy-to-understand instructions, specially tailored for your online shop for up to 30 countries. Simply contact us or book our services directly. Link in the video description. Well, that was the ecosystem overview of the Triman logo in France. If you want to learn more about packaging licenses in the EU in the future, you should definitely subscribe to this channel and visit our website. Thanks for watching, and please let us know if we can be of any further assistance. See you next time.